Oh, I'll tell you what, not very often you get me out of bed at 5:45 in the morning. Today, that's not true. I hit snooze once. 5:55 in the morning, I get out of bed. Get in the shower, get a little shave, got the kids up. The kids were troopers. I'll tell you, they have to go to school today, but we had to train Tuesday, Wednesday. It looks like it's going to rain, so we trained the babies today. Trained a couple of 3-year-olds today, qualified some horses. They're still schooling here. Yuri hasn't schooled yet. So Dominic and I don't know if they've ever met you.
Yeah, they must have met me, yeah.
So Dominic, I'm giving Dominic a ride back to the barn. Man, long day. So the kids, yeah, they were troopers. They get out of bed at, I left them till I get out of the shower. So 6:10, they get out of bed, had some breakfast, got dressed, come over to the barn and hung out at the barn until 8:30, and then I took them over to school. So they're almost like Amish kids today, really. That's what the Amish do. It could, only if I had to make them walk to school.
Walk to school.
Yeah, walk to school.
Or use a bike with no...
no pedals. No.
Pedals, yeah.
Just walk to school. Or ride one of them. Take one of the horses to school and just tie it up in the parking lot.
Okay.
Yeah, so the kids were good sports. We got there, got all the babies trained, and talked with the sets. I think we'll talk with the qualifiers first, because it's fresh in my memory. Now, Yuri hasn't schooled yet. I suspect he's going to school good. You know, Mario was good about it, because he was sent the filly down. Speaking of Shadow, went down today to qualify in qualifier 2 with Emily, and Mario has to play groom. I think he was angling for me maybe to stay and help him. Yeah, and I said, "You all right?" "Oh, yeah, I should be okay." And then I'm like, "Oh, good," and I left. So Mario has Warrior Yuri all there by himself. He's not even schooling for another 30 minutes, probably. At least 30 minutes. So I was done with landing pad. Now, landing pad was, he actually was awful today. I had a sneaky suspicion, like, you had to head and change anything, and I couldn't see any lameness. So the fact that the track, and I didn't see any lameness. I tell you, the hobbles looked really tight. Somebody asked me, "Oh, how's your ass?" I said, "What are you talking about? Those hobbles couldn't get any tighter?" I said, "He doesn't usually wear a tight hobble, but I just think it was because he was sprawly everywhere. It looked that way. It didn't feel that way to me, but you know, as I said to Doug, if there was a terrorist running around shooting beautifully gaited horses today, landing pad would be the place to hang out. Place to hang out. Not gifted on the gate of the trot, so to speak. And he does have a nice gait. The problem with landing pad is it's a little short in the barrel, and you can hear him forging. He hits. Now, we've got him to a place where I don't hear him forging. Today I did a little bit more, but last week in the schooler, not very much at all. And when we say forging, so literally what is happening is he'll pick that front foot up, and that hind foot will come up and click. You can hear it click on the shoe, and that you don't usually see horses doing that. But just with the gait, he has that wide, kind of sprawly, odd way of going. He does. He doesn't have the most beautiful gait, but you know what? He did his work today. He got a little lost on the front end coming out of the turn, and I didn't want to hit him a swat too hard and have him, run or get out of gear. I had to keep him going halfway down the lane. The wind was right in our face, and as soon as he saw the other horses get beside him, he went on a little bit, just very green. But did his work, and you know what? He's qualified. That's what he is. He's qualified.
And he'll work to that a little bit.
We already know the horse went to 58. He's going to get stronger. But he's never going to be a beautiful horse. If you're waiting for him to become a gifted, flawless trotter, I'm going to tell you one thing: you're going to be waiting a long time. But you know what? He's a worker. He did his work. So there's that. Resolute Bay was good again. I see James shockingly got pinned in and locked in the qualifier. I couldn't believe it. I was watching it. I'm like, oh my God, James is going to get locked in the qualifier. But Resolute Bay, we all know by now, just leave him alone. He's qualified now twice, got 2 good miles under him. And he's going to the vet today at 1:30 with Gandalf the Black. He's going to come out swinging this week. Or 14th, I think, is the date for. I don't know what Harry plans on doing with him. I don't think the race. No, it's on the 11th. It's 9 days from today, I think.
For the trotter?
For the trotter, yeah, that Ontario Graduate Series thing. I think it's 9 or 10 days. So Harry wants to get him to the vet today. Probably train him in the race bike Saturday or something, and that'll be that. I forgot to ask Mario how close Gypsy is also, because
must be close.
Yeah. We'll see how he is. What else do we got here? And then speaking of Shadow, that is the filly from PEI. Now, when she came up, she was originally at Harry's barn, and Harry was just too full. We couldn't keep her in there, so we moved her over to Mario's, and Mario went with her, schooled her once, and she's okay. And, it was funny because Mike McGuigan had told me, he said, she's not a great trainer. What he meant by that was she doesn't train and just give you that feeling that she's awesome, but she puts out a lot better when you get her in behind the gate, in with horses. And that is the case sometimes, but anytime as a driver you hear somebody say that, yeah, okay. And that wasn't the case because I've seen it enough times. I was actually curious how she was. I ended up going with her today. Last half in 57 flat in the wind. Yeah, last quarter 28-2 into that wind, which quarter about 27 seconds.
Is she free-legged then?
Yeah, free-legged. Doesn't it? Yeah, I heard them. I'm going on the track and they're paging me. I'm like, what are you calling me for? I'm going on the track. And Emily went back in and they said, is this filly free-legged? And she said, I don't know. Well, she doesn't have hobbles on, so yes, she's free-legged and has been her whole life. So she actually qualified very, very well. I think we'll probably go to London. I know one of Mike's partners had messaged me as I was going back to the barn to train Crantini and asked, is she going to race this weekend? I think Tuesday at London makes a little more sense for her. She gets around a half good. I hate putting horses in, especially out of a qualifier where they're going to get. It's a pretty simple rule. Try your best not to go on the track at 15-1. How's that?
Yeah.
That's a pretty easy rule. If you can try and put her in a place where she's going to be 8-5, 9-5, 3-1, then that's where you should be. And I think that's what we're just going to exercise, that very easy rule when entering. Speaking of Shadow, Crantini trained good. Popped the quarter crack. It made a break in the last turn. He hasn't run all year, I don't think. It only run for a step and come right up trotting. But then we come in and need a little quarter crack in his right front. Not very often we switch to a flip-flop just to give him some cushion, some confidence in his feet, and let his feet grow out. And I actually think he got worse with the flip-flops on. And not very often I see it, but I think he got worse with them on. So we're going to go to the same shoe that we had on Brace for Landing, which is just a mushroom bar. The same one that we have on Landing Pad. Exact same one. For different reasons. So, Crantini was still good, though. 2.6 last quarter in 30 seconds while making a break. So he was coming 29 seconds over Joe. It was easy. And I was actually happy with him. He was stronger today, but we do got to work on those feet a little bit. And we are going to iodine his stifles and his back tomorrow. So, he's coming. He's close. Brace for Landing's in a school. I'm not here. I'm not here to school. Oh, yeah, I am. Friday morning. I'm here.
You're here?
I'm not leaving until Brace for Landing schools on Friday. How's that? That's what I'm leaving to go to Ohio after Brace for Landing schools. I can't wait to go with this horse. It's been a while since I've been excited to go with a horse like this horse. I'm telling you, he's a good horse. And I know James says Spitfire is tons the best horse we have, and I hope he is. I hope we have a bunch of really nice horses.
We hope. Yeah.
But Brace for Landing, you didn't see him train the other day with Horn Player.
Did I see that?
You saw that mailbox?
Yeah, I saw that.
We almost got that mailbox. So Brace for Landing will school on Friday. He's ready. Crantini's not quite ready. Brace for Landing is, and I can probably lead some insight into that. With Brace for Landing is a much more compact horse, and Crantini carries about, I'm going to say 200 pounds extra than Brace for Landing, at least 100, 200 pounds.
That's good for him.
Oh yeah, 100% it is. It's bad for Brace. He's a very narrow horse, but
he's never easy on himself.
No, he's always in the stall wrecking something or playing around or just being a goof, and that's why he's so skinny. So he'll school on Friday. So that was everything. Now we went to the baby stay. We did get up. The first set went on the track around 5 minutes after 7. It was a little chilly. I had my spring and fall gloves on, and I immediately called an audible and went to the winter gloves after the first set. I won the first set. Actually, James and I are right beside each other. I think I won. It doesn't matter. Insider trading and time is on my side. I went with insider trading. She was very good. James won with time is on my side. He was very good. James really likes this horse, which is good because we're getting closer to the races now, and I like what I see. The only thing is, I told Preston too, and I'm going to follow up with him. We took the flip-flops off him. I think we're just going to put them on and cut them out. Actually, I was going to say Crantini. Yeah. You just take those flip-flops and put them on that horse, but two totally different size of feet. So time is on my side was good. James said left line in the straightaways. I know exactly what it is. His feet, he's got these little smaller feet than I'd like to see. So did Carter last year.
Yeah.
So I think we're just going to have to build them out a little bit and put flip-flops back on him. But he's been very good. I'm very surprised how big he got. Usually when you see the horses every day, you don't notice until somebody makes a point to say, hey, geez, that horse got big. You can see it. The people that take care of it, you'll see him on the track. I've been around him every day almost, and you can see how big he is. He was good. Easy in the turns, was a little flat. Today it was Monday. They had Sunday off. We were worried about horses tying up today. I don't know if Easy in the turns tied up a bit. She did her work well again, but was a little bit behind everybody else. Now I told everybody. I gave everybody a pretty big window, 32 to 42. That's 10 seconds. That's 50 lengths. And not one time did we finish in that window. Not one time. No one made the window. No one made the 10-second window. Do you know how hard that is to do?
It's pretty.
I was 31-3 in the first one with insider trading. Now James and I stepped on it down the lane. So okay, I missed by a hair, a tick. James, of all people, James McDonald, missed it by 6 seconds. That's 30 lengths. He missed the 50-length window by. Anyway, it didn't matter. All the horses were in hand. Easy in the turns was back a little bit. Bruno was good. Rito's Lady finished up good, and McPaisley, quite honestly, made that tiny little break in the same place she does. Danny went with her. He said she shouldn't run today. I think he said he wanted to put a jawbreaker on her and pull her hobbles in a hole. I think that will help. But he said she only made it for a second. So the problem with her is when she's making that transition coming out of the turn, most pacers do it seamlessly. Trotters don't. Pacers do. She doesn't. She gets over a little bit, and I think she gets a little self-conscious of cross-firing and then loses herself for a stride. That will come with time. We have to work. We have to help her with it. And we'll pull those hobbles in one hole, but I don't know if the jawbreaker will help, but Danny thinks it will, and that's fine with me. I went with her maybe a month ago. I thought she was fine. But she ran on Mario, she's run on Amy, she's run on everybody that's gone with her. I'm sure she's run on me too before, but I think it's just a minor little thing. Second set went out. Drebin was good again. 4 of us finished right across the track. James Arthur was behind us a bit, and Hallie in the Clouds had made a break. She is very, very close to me putting the hobbles on her. This is a very nice trotting filly, muscle mass filly, but she'll get to the turn and she's okay to run. She's perfectly fine with it. Doesn't care at all. Run, not run, she's okay with it. Either way. And when I go with her and she's on her toes, she won't offer to. She'll trot through, but I need to get her in a place where she's doing it because she knows the difference between right and wrong. Yeah. So she may find the hobbles in the next little while. Drebin was great. Winter Bells was great. Lonely Lakewood was great. And Flash Fly was great. All 4 of them right across the track. James got caught speeding. Half an 18, a mile and 26. 6 seconds James lost him. And that's not like James. James is usually the pouty one. When we go, we go a little faster. Oh my God!
42.
I can't believe we did that. And meanwhile, he missed it by 6 seconds. So 26, we went with Flash Fly, Drebin, Hallie in the Clouds had made a break. She was okay after. And Lonely Lakewood was right there, and Winter Bells on the outside. 4 of us right across the track, a blanket finish. All 4 of us went 6 seconds too fast. And it's not too fast. They're all more than willing to go there. We were just going to go a little bit slower today, so it doesn't really matter. They were fine. The third set, we went, actually, they only missed it by a little bit. 2:31, I had my mile in the last set, which was impressive because Punch the Clock was the winner. Again, unbeaten in 5 in a row now. Punch the Clock. Right. That's the King of the North sister. Ready for Landing was not good today, but he didn't run. He was just kind of really flat and blah, and he doesn't strike me as a tie-up horse. Usually those hyper ones like him are very powerful and strong. You don't see them tie up very often. So I don't know if he tied up or he was a little sick or what was going on with him. He was trotting good, never made a break, but I finished 3 lengths behind the grouping of 4 that were up front. Watch Your Mouth. I'll tell you who was good today. It was Great Bet. That's the Ontario colt that's been a mongrel for the most part. He just hasn't put it all together. We've been working him, and all the time everybody's like, what are we going to do with Great Bet? Work him harder. He's an athlete. Just keep working him. Danny came with a move in the last turn with Great Bet, and he came screaming by everybody. I don't know. Punch the Clock got up the inside of George of the Jungle, I think. Punch the Clock got up the inside. Great Bet was on the outside. Watch Your Mouth was coming to them. Amy had made a break with J-Port Beach Boy, which I don't know why he made a break. He doesn't usually run. Seasons of Love was right behind them, and I was just off their flank. Actually, now that I say it, I was in 6th, just off their flank. I went my own mile in 2:31, so they beat it again. They went a mile in 2:30 easily. So I went a mile in 2:31 with Ready for Landing. Punch the Clock went a mile in 2:30, which is a little bit of a jump for her. She went in 2:41 the other day.
Right.
And if James went in 2:30, he's telling me after about how good she was, and man, he looks right at me after he goes, she's got it now. Because 5 weeks ago, she was pulling up and making breaks. Not being rude, just green, stupid stuff. People forget. This is the filly that almost died and missed 6 weeks. You can't miss 6 weeks of labor and just pretend that you did it. It has to be applied. And for this filly to do what she's doing right now is just freakish almost. Any horse can go out and go in 2:30 and you say, oh, you're just a freak. The way she does it, just wrapped up, and James looks at me after, he goes, now she's got it all figured out. And she was exceptionally good. I got to watch it all unfold, and Ready for Landing usually it will overtrot himself trying to get too aggressive.
Okay.
He was quiet today. I just left him alone. I didn't even turn my whip around. I just left him alone and let him do his work. He was under the weather somehow today, but it was sound. He was fine. He just didn't put it. I've been in 2:27 with him. I mean, speed is no problem with him, but usually he's just hot as a firecracker, and today, quiet. So I wasn't disappointed with him. I knew something was up with him, and I'm sure he'll be fine. Punch the Clock was awesome. That's a big truck. Punch the Clock was awesome. George of the Jungle, awesome. Great Bet was very, very good. Now I'm starting to see this horse come forward in a big, big way. Watch Your Mouth was very, very good. He followed that big move. J-Port Beach Boy made a break. I was a little bit off their flank, and right in behind them, exactly where he should have been also, was Seasons of Love. That's Mario's trotting filly. She was very good also. So actually, a very, very, very good day training today. Crantini, I don't care about the break. That horse never runs. Little quarter crack, mile and 2.6. So we'll go back with him maybe next Saturday. I'm not here. No, so he won't go back until, I guess I might go back with him Friday if his quarter crack is healed up and he's good on his foot and they get the mushroom bars on him. Maybe he'll go back Friday again. Mile and a half. I'll go a strong mile and a half with him and then plan to school him the next week. That's the plan for today. Qualifiers were all good. Speaking of Shadow was good for the PEI connections of her. Landing pad, qualified. Wasn't pretty, but got it done. That's important. Got it done. He'll race next week, I guess. How fast the maiden's going at Mohawk right now? Might have to break that 15-1 rule because I think he might be 15. So landing pad will likely race next week. And who's the third one again? James will love that. That seems like a James job to me. Landing pad. Speaking of Shadow, Resolute Bay was good, and I assume he's going to be good. He warmed up good. Mario wants to qualify him on Friday, so we're schooling him today. It's short, so he was right. I told him, I said, he should go a mile in 2 minutes. And he goes, you sure you want to go in 2 minutes and go back Friday? Qualifiers are actually Saturday this week. Saturday, yes, so we have a problem now.
Okay.
Maybe I'll just train Brace hard again here, and then that's the kids. I'll train Brace hard again here, and then just qualify him next week. He doesn't need a whole lot of gate work. That horse got like 5, 6, 7 starts. So, so Warby Yuri's going to go a mile around 2.2, 2.3 today. And then I told him I'd like to see him qualify in 59 or 2 minutes, come 28 apiece on Saturday now. That would be what I would like. So, what's new with you? How are the horses? Horn Player was good?
Pretty good, yeah.
Who else?
We're getting there. This week we'll go train Spit and Carter.
Yes. So there you go.
those two.
There you go. Carter and Spitfire go to Mohawk this week and train. Who else is over there? Oh, how's Absolute Euphoria?
15.
50. That's what I told everybody. I thought you went in 15 the other day.
Yeah.
So I saw her on the
Pretty
track
easy.
today. She looked sound.
I didn't have time to. I didn't saw her.
I
go
saw
this
her
morning.
today. She
You saw
looked
her?
good.
Okay. But just to tell you, Greg went with her. I followed her, and she was good. So Greg,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
a good
I know.
thing.
Yeah, no, that's
So
good.
It's perfect.
Who else is there? Eva. She's probably going to the track sometime soon. She's not staked yet. I forgot to stake her.
No, but she'll be another week or two before going to the
Yeah,
track.
I don't care.
Okay.
I know the owner.
She went. You know the owner?
I know
Yeah.
the owner. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a horse
She's in between
doesn't
10
matter.
and 15, but she has to do it really, really good to me.
We're not looking for we're not going to supplement her into the Breeders' Crown or anything. She's
no, we'll supplement her into the London.
She's actually paid into the London
City of London Stakes. Yeah, that will be great.
I don't know how great it'll be, but
no, but she'll turn it well.
We'll see about that. Who else is there? Gandalf was good. He's going to the vet today at 1:30. Who else? I'm coming down the shed road this way.
Yeah, coming down the shed road. So we have Absolute Euphoria. After that, we go to I'll skip Connie. We'll go.
I told everybody Connie didn't train that good the other day, but she's another one too. I think her feet bother her feet and knees pretty good. I would guess if we put the testers on her feet on Saturday.
Today she'll go.
Yeah. So I was going to tell you maybe that mushrooms on her too, because she's another one. I think we had flip flops on her last year, didn't we?
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. I had that. I know I don't want to switch shoes and put a bunch of different shoes on them, but Brace for Landing, totally different horse since we put he put it on Horn Player the other day. James was on her. She didn't want any part of Brace for Landing the other day, and I think he's a real good horse. But some horses, and it's hard to explain to people. Every horse, like every human, is different. You know, you'll watch people walk around with shoes on, and you're like, I don't like those, or I don't know how they wear those, or whatever. And it's the same for horses. Some horses, usually flip-flops are a go-to shoe for concussion and for support and for horses to be able to trot well in them. And Megan said that Crantini trained great in flip-flops last year, but we've had them on him 2 weeks now. I don't find them as good with them on, to be honest.
Okay.
So, Connie the other day, running in bed, running out in the straightaway. So clearly there's stuff bothering her. She's a muscle mass. If you were going to guess, I would say her knees bother her quite a bit. Have we done her knees at all?
No, today.
Oh, so there you go. Her knees are probably bothering her. I'd be surprised if her feet weren't bothering her a little bit also. I mean, her mile wasn't horrible. It was windy. I went a mile and 2.5, but she didn't look pretty by any stretch of the imagination. So she's getting close, but I think it's important that everybody understand that she did this last year. When I left to go to Ohio, Connie she was not a very nice horse, right? At a gear, she'd do her work if you made her and you caught her on a good day. She'd almost trick you into thinking she's a really, really nice filly, but she's just a meat and potatoes kind of present, decent horse. She'll be a grassroots filly this year.
She should.
Yeah, she should.
I really like her when we raced her the last race.
Exactly. And she'll come back to there. You know, they're going through growth spurts, and it's breeding season. The mares are in heat all the time. So who we got? We got Connie. Who else?
After that, we go to my 1% that started back.
Yeah, he was better the other day, but it was a little distressing that I had to make him do it. You know, I had to be a little rough on him to make him do it.
I didn't have that really time. Like on Saturday, I have to go over there. But
no, I think it's more him. I think he was kind of feeling sorry for himself. He's gonna have to realize. He's gonna have to grow up and realize that.
Cam, you think that at this point you should.
But again, every horse is different. I think he's just feels sorry for himself sometimes. He has his issues, nothing major.
No.
But he does. I think he sulks a little bit. And the other day, I went out there. I just wanted to go slow mile and just see how he was, and he ran. Same thing he did. Do pace in the middle of the straightaway, pace, and I worked him real hard for about 5 minutes, and then I went down the stretch. Never put a step in. He had to come like 32 seconds, and he was great. So it's frustrating, but this is horse racing.
But he went like this, when I first brought him. A mile and 20 suddenly could not go. Took 1 or 2 weeks, and after that he went he was flawless for everything else. So this, and after that we got Sir Strong. I galloped him.
Not a good horse. I told everybody that he's got about 2 weeks to figure it out. And I love the horse. Don't get me wrong. There's lots of horses we sold that I'm like, I don't want this horse because they just don't want to put it. Sir Strong has a great work ethic and wants to do his work and has a good attitude. I just still out of gear. You'll see when you put the hobbles on him. You'll see what I'm talking about. He gets out of gear. He gets running in. We've had him to the vet now. They had it when they had a full diagnostic on him when he was down to McKee's when they had that day where they took 3 horses down. They did him, looked at him everywhere. The only thing they could find were his knees were bothersome and his feet hurt him. We changed his shoes. We injected his knees. I didn't find him one bit better. I just think that he's going to have to find a way, right? And if he doesn't, then, he's probably going to find somebody else's way. And that's the way it is. But I like the horse. I hope he comes forward. But right now, I'm concerned when it comes to Sir Strong. Who else we got?
We got Kemp tonight.
Yeah, he's been great.
Tiger.
I'm eager to see James is one that wanted the hobbles desperately on Kemp, and he looked like he trained good.
Yep.
The way Amy described it to me, he trained good.
Yep.
So we'll see how he is. He's picked to win, I think, for second out of the 10 hole, which is going to be difficult for James, because I don't know how he's going to drive him in a manner in which he can represent the betters of Ontario well. But we'll see. We'll see.
For Kemp, it's a good thing because he likes the helmet.
Mm-hmm. I suspect he's going to find some of them tonight.
He'll have lots in front of him.
Yeah, so we'll see how he does tonight.
Tiger. After that,
Tiger's in
Red.
tough, but he's been good. Red Overbach, yeah. Well, I want to see how that series, I've told everybody, he is scheduled to go to the Poconos, but I want to see this series tomorrow. If he can compete, there's nothing I hate more. And we've done it. I've been guilty of it. Sometimes you just have to send them and wait and see. We're in a position where we can watch the first leg of that Poconos claiming series go today. He is slated to probably leave Wednesday morning, but I want to see. I want to make sure that I'm comfortable in sending him and saying, yes, that horse can do in that series. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how that claiming series goes tomorrow. Who else after Red? Anybody?
After that, we switch side, and you got the filly that you talking, the baby, Easy in the Turn.
Oh, right, and then
George
of the Jungle, and then Ready for Landing, and then we have Carter. Yeah.
And after that, we go to Mick Paisley.
Yeah.
We go after that to Arm Player. We already discussed Spitfire. We already discussed.
Yeah.
And
how was Carter the other day? Because James spent a lot of time talking about Spitfire, and I didn't hear a lot of commentary about Carter.
I would say one thing.
Yeah.
He is intelligent so far.
Yeah.
He's handy to drive.
Yeah.
I was a little bit concerned because usually I cut a mile and okay, obviously if you think that I protect more Spitfire than I protect Carter.
Well, they're both tough, but yeah.
But in training, you understand. So I always put Spitfire next to me, behind me, and use Carter. So James wanted to go up front with Spit.
Yeah.
So I let him pass, and he was like 2-finger, and when I move him, he was really good, and he's flawless so far without the
he's been so well. He never
put his.
We never put the hobbles on him until he qualified.
Yeah, last year. That's it.
Yeah.
So,
but he never had them on until his qualifier.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So no, he's good. He's got a good attitude, and So just have to train him a good trip, and after that, start the school and qualify.
His first stake race is May the 15th. He's supposed to be May the 15th in the Battle of Bunker Hill in Massachusetts, but it may end up. We paid them into it, but I don't really know. It's the first year for that stake, I believe. I paid 3 or 4 horses into it. The PA All-Stars is on May 22nd. That is their official start to the year. May 15th is supposed to be. So if we had them qualified the last week of April, and and raced once, would be the first week of May. That would mean the 15th would be. They're not going down there. We're not sending the great thing about our horses is we've never really had anywhere it's like, oh, we got to get them down there 2 weeks before and get them acclimated. No. Carter Michael Dio, the day he went in 57, he shipped in that morning from 5 hours away and went in 57 at Philadelphia. And you've never been to Philadelphia. Philadelphia may be the hottest place this side of Mercury in the summer. Very, very hot place. And he got off the trailer, did his work, and nothing bothered him whatsoever. He's good that way. So that's good. Everybody is on schedule. Brace is actually a little bit early, but I don't mind getting him raced also because he only got $17,000 made. He can race in the numbers at 2, which is good for him. And as I said, I think the world of this horse. I think I'm not moving him. He's staying here until I think the Good Times on June the 6th will be his first stake race. Okay. He's going to stay here in the numbers of 2, 3, and 4. He's not going to the New Jersey Sire Stakes. I don't think he's big enough. And I think he'll look like a scarecrow when he comes back. Yeah. So, and that's not to say anything. I think the horse is just, as you said, too hard on himself. And he's not crazy. He's just playful. He just never stops. He's like a kid. He's like Ollie. Just always go. That's why he's skinny, I guess.
I could imagine you young.
No, I was
really
chill. Really chill. Yeah. So I could eat 9 times a day and not gain a pound.
So you look like him too.
I know how Brace is, and I'm not sending him to New Jersey. Yeah. So he's staying here for that reason, and we'll race him in the Good Times here. I think by the time we get to the Good Times, James. I tell everybody, I haven't gone with Spitfire and Carter this year. I love both those horses last year. I raced Spitfire. I won his first start in 55 of them at the Meadows. I drove him in a number of stake races. Carter Michael Dio, I won his first lifetime start with him in Philadelphia. I love both those horses, and I think the world of them. My top pick of the year was Brace for Landing, just because he's handy, he's slick, and I like the way I thought he'd be a little crazy the other day when we went out of there and I put him on James's helmet. And I don't have a head check on him yet. He just dropped his head 2 inches and just sat right on James's, right on the base of his helmet. The whole way I moved him over, and he was gone. And that was one of the few times I've seen him understand his work and do it very, very well. So I'm cheering for all of them this year. Nothing but a dreamer. Harry's colt also killer. We have 4 or 5 legit, legit, really, really good horses. And Brace for Landing, James never speaks of him in the same breath as Carter and Spitfire. It's always like, yeah, he's a nice little horse. Yeah, he's a nice little horse. And I think he's going to surprise a lot of people when he gets to the track, because he's not just a nice little horse. He's a very, very nice little horse. So
the only one that we didn't speak at Stay Close.
And everybody wants to know about Stay Close. I forgot about that. It's good that you brought that up.
Just getting used. He's getting like he was before.
So everybody needs to understand his vision is good, but we have that goggle. He wears a goggle on his eye now, just to be careful, because you can still see a little white spot where it's there. We're just trying to protect the horse
right up front. So
and the one thing that people have to understand also is this is the heaviest this horse has ever been in his life. He's put a good 100 pounds on. I don't think he's ever looked this big.
No, he's looked good. Huh?
He looks really good, but that also is quite a difference for a horse, right? He's now trying to work with a different body. He's got an issue with his eye. He's put weight on, so that's different torque on his muscles and his legs. And the first 2 times he trained, I'm like, this horse looks like shit. And then Danny said he went with him last week and he was very good. And then you said he was very good again.
He started to get back to his vision, because I would imagine that.
I wouldn't even worry about his vision.
No, that you get used to something.
I know.
And it's.
I think
he was really good.
Is he almost ready to win the race bike now?
No.
How far? What are you gonna?
Man, we're in 20 right now, so I'm not gonna train him 25 times, but at the same time.
Because here's the issue. If we didn't have this conversation, I'm concerned you'd have him ready for August the 1st. So. He was on the walker, and he was racing up full time right up until his eye issue. So in the 7 weeks he was off. 7 weeks?
Yeah, almost.
He only spent 2 of those in his stall for the most part. The other time he was on the walker.
Yeah.
So he's not a 2-year-old.
No.
He's a 5-year-old, 6-year-old.
20, he will drop, but he's not ready to go.
Don't worry, I'll stay on top of Dominic. We'll have him in school here in a couple weeks for sure.
Okay, we'll turn him on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, by Monday. Absolute proof. Absolute proof. 100%. We'll start Monday, and by the next Saturday we'll qualify.
These are the conversations that have to be had, because this is how James and Dominic would do it. He would train in 28, then he would train in 26. Then he would train in 23, and maybe give him a few days off, because that jump of 3 seconds is very, very difficult on him. Yeah. If he was a 12 climber, he'd be into qualify. Saturday morning is when he'd be into qualify. So we have my biggest concern about Stay Close. It's not the eye. It's not anything. It's the weight. He put the weight on, which is a great thing, but I don't want to see it cause a problem in his legs. And that is a real possibility, is that when you get a horse that's a lot heavier, trying to do the work he was before, there is a transition there. So I know you've been in 20. I know you'll train him 1.5 miles and 2:10 or something on Saturday. I'm certain you will, and then he'll be qualified in the next 2 weeks or so. Anyway, that was a little chat with Dominic. I wanted to talk about everything we did today. Very, very happy with everybody, and for those of you out there worried about don't worry about Crantini. He was perfectly fine. I didn't find him as good with the flip-flops on since we put them on. We've got to work on those feet quite a bit, and you can see that by the little quarter crack that showed up today. We'll have him completely healed up and fixed up before he ever dons the doorway of Megan's barn in New York. But still a very good mile in the wind today, and I think depending on how that foot looks, we can come back with I don't want to go back in the race bike on Friday. That would be unfair to him. But 1.5 miles probably in 2:25 speed, just to keep him up and see how he feels on Friday would be good. And then we'll come back and put him in the race bike maybe the following. I might even school him, because this is a horse that's going to need 3 or 4 schoolers. Without hobbles on, Crantini's going to have to learn to behave behind the gate, and he may need 2-3 schoolers. So he may actually school a week from this weekend.
Can I come back just on Stay Close for
one thing? God, here we go. Yeah.
Because I didn't have the green light to go until he was on the walker.
I know. I just left it alone.
Okay, yeah.
I know. No, he wasn't just walking. Every time I went by, I turned it up. He jogged a few times, don't worry. Anyway, that's Dominic. That's the burn. Everything was good today. The qualifiers were good. Landing pad is qualified. Was he pretty? No. But he got it done, and that's very, very important. And the babies, awesome again today. Take care.